Ezra Reviyiy, 4th Ezra, also known as the Apocalypse of Ezra, also known as 2nd Esdras, chapter 9. He answered me then and said, Measure you the time diligently in itself, and when you see part of the signs past, which I have told you before, then shall you understand that it is the very same time wherein Al-Elyon will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall you well understand that Al-Elyon spoke of these things from the days that were before you, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of Al-Elyon have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the perils, and shall see my Yeshua salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my Torah while they had yet liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be not curious how the wicked shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved, like as a wave is greater than a drop. And he answered me, saying, Like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry also. For it was the time of the world. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spoke against me. For then everyone obeyed. But now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a Torah which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril, because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Nevertheless, if you will cease yet 7 days more, but you shall not fast in them, but go into a field of flowers where no house is built, and eat only the flowers of the field, taste no flesh, drink no wine, but eat flowers only, and pray unto Al-Elyon continually, then will I come and talk with you. So I went my way into the field which is called Ardath, like as he commanded me. And there I sat among the flowers, and did eat of the herbs of the field. and the meat of the same satisfied me. After 7 days I sat upon the grass, and my heart was vexed within me like as before. And I opened my mouth and began to talk before Elyon, and said, O Yahweh, that you that show yourself unto us, you were showed unto our fathers in the wilderness, in a place where no man treads, in a barren place, when they came out of Mitzrayim, Egypt. And you spoke, saying, Hear me, O Yasharal, and mark my words, you seed of Yaakov. For behold, I sow my Torah in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. But our fathers, which received the Torah, kept it not, and observed not your ordinances. And though the fruit of your Torah did not perish, neither could it, for it was yours, yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. And lo, it is a custom, when the ground has received seed, or the sea a ship, or any vessel meat or drink, that being perished, wherein it was sown or cast into, that thing also which was sown or cast therein, or received, perishes, and remains not with us. But with us it has not happened so. For we that have received the Torah perished by sin, and our heart also, which received it, notwithstanding the Torah perishes not, but remains in his force. And when I spoke these things in my heart, I looked back with my eyes, and upon the right side I saw a woman, and behold, she mourned and wept with a loud voice, and was much grieved in heart, and their clothes were rent, and she had ashes upon her head. Then let I my thoughts go that I was in, and turned me unto her, and said unto her, Wherefore do you weep? Why are you so grieved in your mind? And she said unto me, Sir, let me alone, that I may bewail myself, and add unto my sorrow, for I am sore vexed in my mind, and brought very low. And I said unto her, What ails you? Tell me. She said unto me, I, your servant, have been barren, and had no child, though I had a man 30 years. And those 30 years I did nothing else, day and night, and every hour, but make my prayer to Elyon. After 30 years, Elohim heard me, your handmaid, looked upon my misery, considered my trouble, and gave me a son. And I was very glad of him. So was my man also, and all my neighbors, and we gave great honor to El Shaddai. And I nourished him with great travail. So when he grew up and came to the time that he should have a woman, I made a feast. Chapter 10. And it so came to pass that when my son was entered into his wedding chamber, he fell down and died. Then we all overthrew the lights, and all my neighbors rose up to comfort me. So I took my rest unto the second day at night. And it came to pass, when they had all left off to comfort me, to the end I might be quiet. Then rose I up by night, and fled, and came hither into this field, as you see. And I do now purpose not to return into the city, but here to stay, and neither to eat nor drink, but continually to mourn and to fast until I die. Then left I the meditations wherein I was, and spoke to her in anger, saying, You foolish woman, above all other, see you not our mourning, and what happened unto us? How that Sion, our mother, is full of all heaviness and much humbled, mourning very sore? And now seeing we all mourn and are sad, for we are all in heaviness, and you are grieved for one son? For ask the earth, and she shall tell you that it is she which ought to mourn for the fall of so many that grow upon her. For out of her came all at the first, and out of her shall all others come, and behold, they walk almost all unto destruction, and a multitude of them is utterly rooted out. Who then should make more mourning than she, that has lost so great a multitude, and not you, which are sorry, but for one? But if you say unto me, my lamentation is not like the earth, because I have lost the fruit of my womb, which I brought forth with pains and bore with sorrows, but the earth not so, for the multitude present in it, according to the course of the earth, is gone as it came. Then I say unto you, like as you have brought forth with labor, even so the earth also has given her fruit, namely man, ever since the beginning unto him that made her. Now therefore keep your sorrow to yourself, and bear with good courage that which has befallen you. For if you shall acknowledge the determination of Elohim to be just, you shall both receive your son in time, and shall be commended among women. Go your way then into the city to your man. And she said unto me, That will I not do. I will not go into the city, but here will I die. So I proceeded to speak further unto her, and said, Do not so, but be counseled by me. For how many are the adversities of Sion? Be comforted in regard of the sorrow of Yerushalayim. For you see that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altar broken down, our temple destroyed. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our menorah is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our Kodesh, holy things, are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame. Our priests are burnt. Our Reviyiy are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled. Our women ravished. Our righteous men carried away. Our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak. And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Sion has now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. And therefore shake off your great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that Al may be merciful unto you again. And Al Elyon shall give you rest and ease from your labor. And it came to pass, while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistened, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more. But there was a city built, and a large place showed itself from the foundations. Then I was afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, Where is Uriel, the Malach, angel, who came unto me at the first? For he has caused me to fall into many trances, and my end is turned into corruption, and my prayer to rebuke. And as I was speaking these words, behold, he came unto me, and looked upon me, and lo, I lay as one that had been dead, and my understanding was taken from me. And he took me by the right hand, and comforted me, and set me upon my feet, and said unto me, What ails you? And why are you so disquieted? And why is your understanding troubled, and the thoughts of your heart? And I said, Because you have forsaken me, and yet I did according to your words. And I went into the field, and lo, I have seen, and yet see, that I am not able to express. And he said unto me, Stand up manfully, and I will advise you. Then I said, Speak on, my master, in me, only forsake me not, lest I die frustrate of my hope. For I have seen that I knew not, and hear that I do not know. Or is my sense deceived, or my soul in a dream? Now therefore I beseech you that you will show your servant of this vision. And he answered me then and said, Hear me, and I shall inform you, and tell you wherefore you are afraid. For Al-Yon will reveal many secret things unto you. He has seen that your way is right, for that you sorrow continually for your people, and make great lamentation for Sion. This therefore is the meaning of the vision which you lately saw. You saw a woman mourning, and you began to comfort her. But now see you the likeness of the woman no more. But there appeared unto you a city built, and whereas she told you of the death of her son, this is the solution. This woman whom you saw is Sion, and whereas she said unto you, even she whom you see as a city built, whereas I say, she said unto you that she has been 30 years barren. Those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her. But after 30 years, Shalomah built the city and offered offerings, then bore the barren a son. And whereas she told you that she nourished him with labor, that was the dwelling in Yerushalayim. But whereas she said unto you that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fall and died, this was the destruction that came to Yerushalayim. And behold, you saw her likeness, and because she mourned for her son, you began to comfort her. And of these things which have chanced, these are to be opened unto you. For now Al-Yon sees that you are grieved unfeignedly, and suffer from your whole heart for her. So he has showed you the brightness of her glory, kavod, and the comeliness of her beauty. And therefore I bade you remain in the field where no house was built, for I knew that Al-Yon would show this unto you. Therefore I commanded you to go into the field where no foundation of any building was. For in the place wherein Al-Yon begins to show his city, there can no man's building be able to stand. And therefore fear not, let not your heart be frightened, but go your way in, and see the beauty and greatness of the building, as much as your eyes be able to see. And then shall you bear as much as your ears may comprehend. For you are blessed above many others, and called with Al-Yon, and so are but few. But tomorrow at night you shall remain here, and so shall Al-Yon show you visions of the high things which Al-Yon will do unto them that dwelt upon the earth in the last days. So I slept that night, and another, like as he commanded me. Chapter 11. Then I saw a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads, And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth, and all the winds of the air blew on her, and were gathered together. And I beheld, and out of her feathers there grew other contrary feathers, and they became little feathers and small. But her heads were at rest. The head in the midst was greater than the other, yet rested it with the remnant. Moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with her feathers, and reigned upon the earth, and over them that dwelt therein. And I saw that all things under Shamayim, heaven, were subject unto her, and no man spoke against her, no, not one creature upon earth. And I beheld, and lo, the eagle rose up her talons, and spoke to her feathers, saying, Watch not all at once, sleep everyone in his own place, and watch by course, but let the heads be preserved for the last. And I beheld, and lo, the voice went not out of her heads, but from the midst of her body. And I numbered her contrary feathers, and beheld, there were 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side there arose one feather, and reigned over all the earth. And so it was, that when it rained, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following stood up, and reigned, and had a great time. And it happened, that when it rained, the end of it came also, like as the first, so that it appeared no more. Then came there a voice unto it, and said, Hear you that have borne rule over the earth so long, this I say unto you, before you begin to appear no more, there shall none after you attain unto your time, neither unto the half thereof. Then arose the third, and reigned as the other before, and appeared no more also. So went it with all the remnant, one after the another, as that every one reigned, and then appeared no more. Then I beheld, and lo, in process of time, the feathers that followed stood up upon the right side, that they might rule also. And some of them ruled, but within a while they appeared no more. For some of them were set up, but ruled not. After this I looked, and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor the 2 little feathers. And there was no more upon the eagle's body, but 3 heads that rested, and 6 little wings. Then saw I also that 2 little feathers divided themselves from the 6, and remained under the head that was upon the right side. For the 4 continued in their place. And I beheld, and lo, the feathers that were under the wing thought to set up themselves, and to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but shortly it appeared no more. And the second was sooner away than the first. And I beheld, and lo, the 2 that remained thought also in themselves to reign. And when they so thought, behold, there awakened one of the heads that were at rest, namely, it was in the midst, for that was greater than the 2 other heads. And then I saw that the 2 other heads were joined with it. And behold, the head was turned with them that were with it, and did eat up the 2 feathers under the wing that would have reigned. But this head put the whole earth in fear, and bore rule in it over all those that dwelt upon the earth, with much oppression. And it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been. And after this I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. But there remained the 2 heads, which also like sort ruled upon the earth. and over those that dwelt therein. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. Then I heard a voice which said unto me, Look before you, and consider the thing that you see. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, Hear, I will talk with you. And Al-Elyon shall say unto you, Are you not that it remain of the 4 living creatures whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And the 4th came, and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth have you not judged with truth. For you have afflicted the meek, you have hurt the peaceable, you have loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and have cast down the walls of such as you did no harm. Therefore is your wrongful dealing come upon Al-Elyon, and your pride unto Al-Elyon also has looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, you eagle, nor your horrible wings, nor your wicked feathers, nor your malicious heads, nor your hurtful claws, nor all your vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from your violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Chapter 12. And it came to pass, when the lion spoke these words unto the eagle, I saw, and I behold, the head that remained, and the 4 wings appeared no more, and the 2 went unto it, and set themselves up to reign. And their kingdom was small, and full of uproar. And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more. And the whole body of the eagle was burnt, so that the earth was in great fear. Then awakened I out of the trouble and trance of my mind, and from great fear, and said unto my Ruach spirit, Lo, this have you done unto me, in that you search out the ways of Al-Elyon. Lo, yet I am weary in my mind, and very weak in my Ruach, and little strength is there in me, for the great fear wherewith I was afflicted this night. Therefore will I now beseech Al-Elyon, that he will comfort me unto the end. And I said, Yahweh, Master, if I have found grace before your sight, and if I am justified with you before many others, and if my prayer indeed come up before your face, comfort me then, and show me your servant the interpretation and plain difference of this fearful vision, that you may perfectly comfort my soul. For you have judged me worthy to show me the last times. And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom you saw come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of your brother Daniel, but it was not expounded unto him. Therefore now I declare it unto you. Behold, the days will come that there shall rise up a kingdom upon earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it. In the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another, whereof the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12. And this do the 12 wings signify which you saw. As for the voice which you heard speak, and that you saw not to go out from the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation, that after the time of that kingdom there shall arise great strivings, and it shall stand in peril of failing. Nevertheless, it shall not then fall, but shall be restored again to its beginning. And whereas you saw the 8 small under feathers sticking to her wings, this is the interpretation, that in him there shall arise 8 kings, whose times shall be but small, and their years swift, and 2 of them shall perish, the middle time approaching. 4 shall be kept until their end begin to approach, but 2 shall be kept unto the end. And whereas you saw 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation. In the last days shall Al-Elyon raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew many things therein, and they shall have dominion of the earth, and of those that dwell therein, with much oppression, above all those that were before them. Therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end. And whereas you saw that the great head appeared no more, it signifies that one of them shall die upon his bed, yet with pain. For the 2 that remain shall be slain with the sword. For the sword of the one shall devour the other, but at the last shall he fall through the sword himself. And whereas you saw 2 feathers under the wings passing over the head that is on the right side, it signifies that these are they whom Al-Elyon has kept unto their end. This is the small kingdom and full of trouble, as you saw, and the lion whom you saw rising up out of the wood, and roaring and speaking to the eagle, and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which you have heard. This is the anointed, which Al-Elyon has kept for them, and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them, and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. For he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy, those that have been pressed upon my borders. And he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, whereof I have spoken unto you from the beginning. This is the dream that you saw, and these are the interpretations. You only have been meet to know this secret of Al-Elyon. Therefore write all these things that you have seen in a sefer, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts you know may comprehend and keep these secrets. But wait here yourself yet 7 days more, that it may be showed you whatsoever it pleases Al-Elyon to declare unto you. And with that he went his way. And it came to pass, when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I did not come again into the city, they gathered them all together, from the least unto the greatest, and came unto me, and said, What have we offended you? And what evil have we done against you, that you forsake us and sit here in this place? For of all the prophets, only you are left to us, as a cluster of the vintage, and as a candle in a dark place, and as a haven or ship preserved from the tempest. Are not the evils which are come to us sufficient? If you shall forsake us, how much better had it been for us if we also had been burned in the midst of Sion? For we are not better than they that died there. And they wept with a loud voice. Then I answered them and said, Be of good comfort, O Yasharal, and be not heavy. Your house of Yaakov, you house of Yaakov, for Al-Elyon has you in remembrance, and Al has not forgotten your temptation, you in temptation. As for me, I have not forsaken you, neither am I departed from you, but I am come into this place to pray for the desolation of Sion, and that I might seek mercy for the low estate of your sanctuary. And now go your way home, every man, and after these days will I come unto you. So the people went their way into the city, like as I commanded them. But I remained still in the field 7 days, as the Malach angel commanded me, and did eat only in those days of the flowers of the field, and had my meat of the herbs.